Head Start is a federally funded program aimed at helping low-income children and families. The Trump administration initially considered eliminating all funding to Head Start, but those funding cuts are no longer part of the president's budget plan. Advocates for Head Start programs, though, they're still worried. And joining us now is Arizona Head Start Association Board President and Head Start Program Director, Eve Del Real. Welcome to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
And thanks for bringing the gifts here from some Head Starters, some artwork from Head Starters.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I want to start off by acknowledging that we're celebrating our 60th anniversary in providing high quality services throughout the U.S. And in light of that, we thought you needed a dinosaur.
Well, we got a dinosaur, and I thank you so much for that. Give me a better definition. I kind of give a little bit of a definition here, but a better definition of Head Start. What is it? It's been around 60 years. What does Head Start do?
So Head Start is a high-quality early education program that provides services to children and families. We consider it to be one of the original 2-gen models that not only works with the child, but it's also working with the family, and it integrates early education, family services, and health services, which then creates this great environment for not only the child to thrive, but for the family as well. And it specifically targets and works with vulnerable families.
Yes, and how many kids in Arizona, how many kids and families involved?
17,000 in Arizona, and we know that well over 750,000 throughout the U.S.
And this is what, from infancy to age, what, 5?
0 to 5, yes.
0 to 5, okay. Layoffs at the agency. Now, we've heard that the Trump administration now is backing off on any ideas of cutting, completely eliminating funding. But you never know. But it sounds like it's safe for now. RFK Jr., Health and Human Services Secretary, I think this week testified that there were no plans now to cut Head Start. That said, there have been layoffs at the agency. What are you experiencing?
Yeah, so there was a mass consolidation of regional offices that were assigned to Health and Human Services. So that had an impact on local Head Start programs because we now do not have an assigned local regional office that helps with the oversight. They were active partners for us. So not having that resource does create a few delays when it comes to payment and just other technical assistance that we typically would receive from the regional office.
Had there been funding freezes as well?
There were some funding freezes that were experienced initially, but as we're moving forward now with some of the additional supports that are being put in place, we're noticing a reduction, but there's still some inconsistencies when it comes to that.
You mentioned some delays from regional offices, some of which don't even exist anymore.
Correct.
Providers, what's that doing to providers?
Well, it definitely creates a space of concern, because we're unsure as to what to expect. It has an impact on our families as well as they hear different things about whether the Head Start program will continue or not. And it's just a time of a lot of contention and concern for most Head Start programs.
Is it time for a lot of confusion as well? Because again, RFK Jr. testifying this week says he doesn't know why there have been funding delays. I mean, it's one thing to have funding delays. To not know why, it's got to bring up some uncertainty.
Correct, and that's really what it is. It's the space of uncertainty for us, but what I can say is that at least on behalf of the state of Arizona, grantees still continue to provide services at a high level of quality and continue to be very committed to the service despite that. We're doing the best that we can considering the space that we're in right now.
Yeah. Other cuts to non-Head Start services, but that you deal with and you work in conjunction with these sorts of things. What are you seeing out there?
Well, we're seeing just, again, an overall concern and delay with other things that families could utilize, correct? So, we've been talking about how reductions to SNAP might impact our families. Our families are highly dependent on SNAP support. So if that was to get reduced, again, that also has a negative impact on our family and our families and their ability to support their families effectively.
It does sound like food stamps are on the chopping block as far as this latest Republican proposal is concerned.
Right, so when you tie that into Head Start, again, we provide nutritional services. Families are going to heavily rely on us and our ability to continue providing services to fill the gap in any of those reductions.
What about educational services? How are they affected?
Well, I would say that the biggest impact is on the workforce because, again, we're relying on a highly qualified workforce. And this uncertainty, again, I think positions staff to reconsider, right, if this is the area that they want to pursue. But it has an impact overall because we have, again, a workforce that's uncertain,
yes,
that's concerned, but they still move forward as best as they can with providing a high-quality experience for children.
You've mentioned, 60 years?
Yes.
Yes, 60 years. How has Head Start, from what you understand and what you've seen, how has Head Start grown and developed over the years?
Well, there's decades of research demonstrating the impact of the program. And
Yes.
what we've seen is that as the program has expanded, it's just had a phenomenal experience in helping break those cycles of poverty for many families. The experiences that we've provided in early education have served as national models for early education for many states that have moved forward with developing preschool programs. And then I think overall, the socioeconomic impact for the family in general. We have families who have been able to break that generational cycle of poverty and to move on and to provide more, in the long term.
So with that in mind, we've talked about things. It seems uncertainty, confusion, not sure about things is the key issue here. Is that your major concern? What is your major concern right now?
It's just ensuring that services are in place, because we recognize that should the Head Start program get eliminated in the state of Arizona, that's 17,000 children that would lose a service in an environment where childcare services are already limited. It would create a childcare crisis. We recognize that here in the state of Arizona, there's a huge wait list for childcare subsidy and support. There's a wait list of about 4,000 children. So if the Head Start program was eliminated, that's an additional 17,000 children that would hit that wait list.
And real quickly, is there any indication of the state legislature filling in some of the gaps should Head Start get a little wobbly?
That's something that we're still in the process of discussing. But again, there's limited resources. It's a challenging time again.
Yeah. Eve Del Real, again, Head Start Association, great work on thank you for the gifts. They're wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.